All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Edgar Berlanga has been suspended for biting Alexis Angulo in the 10th round showdown on Top Rank on Puerto Rican Day during whatever the Hall of Fame. And I'm glad that they suspend Edgar Berlanga, but I have some more thoughts on this. So, I'm going to break it down to y'all. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr., got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and also share the video to get all your latest boxing news, and be sure to hit that bell icon to always stay notified as soon as I release the news. So let's get into this. Edgar Berlanga, if y'all haven't recently fought, I believe he fought a couple days ago on the Hall of Fame, during the Hall of Fame when Miguel Cotto was getting inducted in the Hall of Fame on Puerto Rican Day, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry about it if I don't know the date. But anyway, he fought Alexis Angulo, and in my opinion, this was one of his second worst performance. Before that, he fought a guy within Steve Rose. He simply didn't even outclass Steve Rose. That was a very bad performance he put on against Steve Rose, in my opinion. And a lot of people are starting to question Edgar Berlanga's skill and on how talented he really is. And shout out to Timothy Bradley, because if you guys go look at the video about Devin Haney and Lomachenko, how Timmy Bradley talks about Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, how he thinks Devin Haney beats him. Timothy Bradley talks about Edgar Berlanga as well. He was not impressed. Edgar Berlanga did not show any boxing skill. He showed mental frustration and so on and so forth. So he says the reason why he bit Alexis Angulo was because Alexis Angulo was throwing elbows. Yeah, there was a couple elbows thrown, but at that certain point in time, Alexis Angulo was landing clean, effective uppercuts, and Edgar Berlanga decides to bite him. And I feel like that right then and there, as soon as he bit him, they should have just DQ'd the match, just like Mike Tyson. They just DQ'd the match after he bit Evander Holyfield in the ear and suspended Mike Tyson for a year. They need to suspend Edgar Berlanga for over a year, in my opinion, because this is uncalled for. Nobody cares if you can't handle a little bit of elbows getting thrown. So what type of grown man, cries and complains that he's getting hit with a few elbows because Alexis Angulo is throwing some fire back at him and he can't take the heat? And it makes no sense why he didn't have to bite the man. And shout out to the New York Athletic Commission for suspending him, but they should have been involved right after the match should have been DQ'd from the jump. So if I was a referee, if I would have seen him bit him, I would have DQ'd the match and immediately gave Alexis Angulo the win, because it's uncalled for to do that. It's unsportsmanship. And then in one of the rounds that he legitimately tried to headbutt Alexis Angulo because he was salty that he was getting hit with everything but the kitchen sink. And it makes no sense on why Edgar Berlanga act like this. He is a nice guy. He does try to help the kids. I seen when he helped the kids and stuff like that, try to give back to the community, whatever he was doing. He's a nice guy, but when it comes to the sport of boxing, he's just a complete knockoff, in my opinion. He's overhyped, in my opinion. And a lot of people is looking at Edgar Berlanga because he had 16 first round knockouts. I can go ahead and get 16 first round straight knockouts by fighting guys that has no boxing skills, no fundamentals, and just looking in there to get a check and throwing slow punches. I can get 16 round knockouts. It's all about how they put you in competition. And when he is getting there with competitions like a Steve Rose and Alexis Angulo, that's both guys are in their upper 30s, and he fought a blown up Steve Rose that was from 160 to 168, and you can't even get him out of there. That shows you how well his fundamentals is. He does not have good fundamentals. He's a straight come forward fighter. He's just doesn't have the best footwork. His ring IQ is very poor. He doesn't have very good lateral movement. He tried to show that he can box, but his jab was way too slow. It was heavy. It was too slow. Edgar Berlanga relies on his power. It's just the fact of the matter is he just simply looked awful in this fight. And he's better stay far away from David Benavidez as he possibly can, because if he fights David Benavidez, he's going to get stopped within 2 to 3 rounds. That's just my opinion, because if you guys go back and look at the fight, Edgar Berlanga was looking up at the clock. What are you looking up at the clock for? And what I noticed with Edgar Berlanga is his stamina fades. When it gets to the second half of boxing, his stamina fades very, very badly. And a lot of people was questioning his stamina as well. Does he have stamina issues as well? And it makes absolutely no sense on that you're a fighter, but you can't get your stamina right. It makes absolutely no sense. And for example, me, as an upcoming and rising fighter in myself, the coaches that told me is, if you want to get your stamina up, you have to consistently run. There was a guy that told me that, look, if you're going to box, if you're going to bang it out, you got to practice running a lot. And I'm telling you, if you run a lot, your stamina, when you throw punches, it's not going to mean nothing to you, because you already, you know, you're going to get the motion. You already know you're going to feel the tiredness, but it's not going to be as bad as effective. But Edgar Berlanga simply probably don't run, or whatever the case may be, and the stamina shot. And you shouldn't be, how old is Edgar Berlanga? You shouldn't be 25 years of age and you having stamina issues. That shows you the poor strength of conditioning. That shows you that he just doesn't take the sport of boxing seriously, and it shows you that a hype job is about to go pop very soon. He's just another hype job for ESPN to hype up and think that he's just some damn world beater. But if he gets in there with real competition, he's going to get his ass whooped. So with that being said, I'm glad that Edgar Berlanga got suspended. That was reckless. That was uncalled for to bite that man, because you was getting your ass whooped. Because if we want to make a case, well, there is no case, because he lost to Alexis Angulo. Let's be real. If Alexis Angulo would have utilized the jab more, slipped more of his punches like he was doing with the uppercuts, because Alexis Angulo, what he was doing is he was trying to fake to the body and land that overhand right into an uppercut. And I was seeing what he was doing, and he was landing the same punch over and over again, overhand right, uppercut after uppercut after uppercut. And Berlanga was getting frustrated, and he had the tendency to bit him. So I'm glad they suspended him. They should have DQ'd him off the rip when he bit him off the jump. And I'm glad the Nevada Athletic Commission suspended him. I hope they suspended him for a year. But I guess when you have the complexion for the potential with Top Rank, they're probably going to suspend him for 2 to 3 months. So with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. And also, before I end the video, shout out to Mo Boxing, bro. Appreciate your great content. I'm out of here. Peace.